Well, the unexpected happened during a live comedian banter on the very popular Kill Tony show. Watch this.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I gotta know, and let's just be honest, because we've already spilled so many beans that fucking we might as well go all the way. So January 6th, you fly there. How close do you make it? How close to being inside the Capitol do you get? And let me... Wait, what the fuck was that look? What the... Are you seeing this? Dude, wait a second. Were you wearing horns like that?
I would never go in an unpublic place. I would never go in a private office.
But you paid taxes for that building.
Okay, so this woman, Karen Jones, spilled the beans on herself being a target of the FBI due to apparent trespassing on January 6th in front of a live audience during a popular comedian banter with Kill Tony. Take a look at this clip.
Were you there?
I cannot confirm or deny.
Freedom! Freedom!
Oh my God. Wow. We're meeting a real one here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit. Little Texas snow angel.
So I got to show you the full clip on this. This is after she'd done her whole stand-up comedy skit on Kill Tony. In her final words, she drops a bomb about the FBI interest in her due to January 6th. And Kill Tony is like, what? I'm going to play the whole thing for you guys. I'm also going to dive in after that to this situation with Joe Rogan duking it out with Dr. Peter Hotez and RFK Jr. Rogan has offered money for Hotez to debate RFK on his show with no time limit. Rogan just started out with $100,000. A bunch of other people have chipped in, and now it's up to more than $3 million being offered for Dr. Peter Hotez to debate RFK Jr. in regards to these pharmaceuticals on Joe Rogan's show. But Hotez is tweeting some interesting things about why he should not do the debate. Shout out to the sponsor of my coverage. The signs of future financial trouble for American investors and savers are piling on in 2023. Bloomberg is warning of a severe economic reset, and gold appears as a caged bull waiting a catalyst. In May, JP Morgan senior team said, cut stocks, buy gold, and hold your cash. The CEO of a major real estate investing firm declared it's really the perfect storm. Empty office buildings across the U.S. could lead to financial meltdown. And Wells Fargo said gold is in a super cycle now that could last another 6 years. Worst case scenario, gold goes up to $3,000. This is the time for gold. Demand is soaring. Let National Gold Group show you options for investing in precious metals like gold and silver in your retirement account. And for direct delivery, mention my channel, Ivory Hecker, and you'll always get best in class service from real American service providers. The National Gold Group IRA fee waiver program allows you to invest your IRA or 401k in physical gold and silver, and you may be eligible for their lifetime fee waiver program on qualifying rollovers. So call 888-617-5927. That number's down in my description, as well as the link to a free investor guide. National Gold Group is Consumer Affairs' top-rated gold IRA dealer. 888-617-5927. Add the power of gold to your portfolio. Do any of you guys watch Kill Tony? This is quite an interesting episode here. My boyfriend tipped me off about this. I'm surprised it hasn't really made headlines. Watch this woman drop this bomb.
Hell yeah, you got it. Boom. What a great time. Fuck yeah, Karen. You did it. Yeah.
And
Final thoughts.
we did not even get to the most interesting thing about
All right,
me.
stop playing music. Stop playing music.
Come on. Let us guess what it is, though.
Okay.
Let us guess what it is, all right?
You guess first, Theo.
Warning,
I don't
these
have a
people are
guess yet.
raunchy.
Okay. Redband?
She went to prison or she did something awful like murder somebody.
No.
Hold on. Let the rest of us guess.
Okay. I'm going to guess that you have the ability to sing. All right?
I know what it is. She was adopted.
Ooh, good guess.
Now you're getting me to go down a different rabbit hole, but I got one of those stories too.
Yeah, you got a rabbit
hold
hole
on.
too. You know what I mean? Things covered in white fur.
I'm not even going to comment on that. What's left of it is white.
I know.
Don't waste your money on electrolysis, women.
I know. Your vagina's so white it just called the cops on John D's. We have a report about a black guy confusing DMX and Lil Jon. 10-4. We're going to send a whole squad down. Very suspicious black man. He just confusing DMX and Lil. Okay. The most interesting thing about you, I'm guessing none of us nailed it. What is it, Karen Jones?
You all came fairly close. But
Oh
the
my
most-
God, really? You got adopted by a fuck, I can't remember.
No, but all that's for another day. I'll be back. But my local newspaper ran a story just before Thanksgiving accusing me of being a white supremacist terrorist.
Oh my God. And all of a sudden the interview will last another 4.5 minutes. Oh no, I wish we could be continued. I wish we could be continued. I've got to knock this out. She might die before her next time on this show. I gotta find out now.
I'll read a pamphlet, but I'm not gonna commit to anything tonight.
The Bakersfield Gazette.
No, the Santa Barbara Independent. I shouldn't even say their name.
Oh yeah.
But the Santa
You know
Barbara.
who they
just
are.
blew up their website right now, by the way.
I think I'm the most read story they had last year.
Explain to us why they thought you were a white supremacist.
Well, they accused me of leading the Pledge of Allegiance on the Capitol steps on January 6th.
Were you there?
I cannot confirm or deny.
Freedom! Freedom!
Oh my God. Wow. We're meeting a real one here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Holy shit. Little Texas snow angel over here. A Californian made that fucking trip? Holy shit. You must have been the only person that flew from the Santa Barbara airport to DC on that day. That is
I don't
incredible.
know.
For those of you that don't know, Santa Barbara has to be, well, I guess actually, now that I think about it, it's probably pretty center, huh? Because there's so many wildly rich people there, and rich people are Republicans because that's the way it goes.
Oprah, Prince Harry, Ellen. No, those.
Dude, I'll beat the shit out of Prince Harry,
Yeah.
dog.
I could do that.
Yeah.
It's pretty loud.
And I'll beat the shit out of Oprah.
I'll beat the shit out of her pussy right now.
Wait, no, Redband. No, Redband. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Penalty on the field. Taking it too far on Redband. 5 minutes of silence.
That was
Okay.
intentional.
What was intentional?
It's foul.
Okay,
Don't you
okay.
get more trouble?
Let me talk with you about something.
Okay.
So you go there. We have to talk about it. All right.
Me and my husband and 3 girlfriends, one of whom is a very well-known starlet from a TV show in the
Okay.
80s, whose name I can't say because she's
Delta
not
Burke.
under investigation. No, but we'll just say it's a pretty gal.
I think we know.
Suzanne
I think we
Summers.
know who you're talking about. She's been on the show a lot lately. She lives here now.
Suzanne
Well-
Summers.
We all went, and this is something, the people that inspired this hit piece on me, because I president of my local government board in Santa
You are?
Yes.
Mhm.
Not Santa
Wow.
Barbara, in my little town.
They are going to be playing this at your next meeting. Like, I hereby move to remove the leader.
They already did
This
that.
woman.
Chad and JT go deep.
No, they already did that, Tony. And I just said, thank you. Is there another public comment?
Hmm?
Thank you. Because
Wow,
I worked
you
in a
just
drunk
fucking-
driving school.
You
I
just
know how to handle
trumped
that.
it the whole time. You just fucking bodied them. Thank you. Next question.
Yeah.
Incredible. Okay. So let me ask you this. I got to know. And let's just be honest, because we've already spilled so many beans that fucking we might as well go all the way. So January 6th, you fly there. How close do you make it? How close to being inside the Capitol do you get? And let me wait. What the fuck was that look? What the? Are you seeing this, dude? Wait a second. Were you wearing horns like that, man?
I would never go in an unpublic place. I would never go in a private office.
But you paid taxes for that building.
No,
I'm
it's
kidding,
not
I'm
that.
kidding.
It's that I have been to the Capitol multiple times on a weekday, and there has never been any reason not to go in. There was never anything. So it is a public building, and I would never go in a restricted area. But let me just say, the people that outed me to this free newspaper, they're called internet sleuths, and they don't have jobs, and they spend their time doing facial recognition to find us. But hold it. Let me make my point that I flew and went through TSA. I RSVP'd to the event. Bank of America.
Wait,
gave
you
all of our-
hold it. Stop. I need a replay on the field. I'm calling for a replay. You said that you RSVP'd to January 6th?
Yes.
This is the most unbelievable. We are at 20 minutes and 15 seconds with this lady. That is about 4, 5, 6 times as long as your normal interview. And to be honest, I'm just getting started with her. No, I'm kidding. We got to put a
You want
ribbon
to
on
put
this.
me in prison?
No.
I know.
What did you do? Did you go into Nancy Pelosi's office?
No, that's what I'm saying. I didn't do anything that I thought was illegal.
Okay.
And after the fact, I will say that what you see on the news is a certain loop. And when they talk about the deadly riot, 4 Trump people got killed. No police officers got killed. But I wasn't involved in any violence.
Wait, what are people? I don't even know what you guys are booing. I'm on. Oh, a police officer did die.
The next day of a stroke.
Oh, wow. Okay. All
He
right.
did, but 4 people who aren't reported. We hear of the one gal who was shot in the neck, but 3 other people died. One was trampled and beaten. A lady.
Okay.
But anyway,
Hold
yeah,
on.
but I wasn't involved in
This is
any
going
of that.
off the rails, everybody.
No, but if,
This interview is like January 6th. Like everything was kind of fun and patriotic for a second. And
Who gets trampled and beaten? That's the crazy thing to me, I think.
yeah,
Like, who runs over somebody and then it's like,
throws the cup. Yeah.
you know?
well, it's pretty horrible. The
It is.
videos
It's
out
unfortunate.
there. It
You have
is.
to be.
But we did RSVP. There was a permitted event, and the reporting is pretty crazy on it. But there is no sleuthing needed. We bought plane tickets, all of our financial. Every time you use your ATM card, the bank gave that.
Gotcha.
We've been known. The FBI came to our house almost immediately.
You're right. Okay. All right. So how far in did you make it? All the way in.
If you go to the free newspaper, they have pictures of my husband and I.
What were you wearing that day?
I was wearing a fleece. It was January. It's cold,
Uh-huh.
so I was wearing a fleece.
People forget
pullover.
how cold it was. You see a lot of people in muscle shirts out there. That was just the adrenaline.
Well, no, it was.
Fleece.
Very
I like
cold.
fleeces.
Yeah, well, I dressed appropriately for the weather.
But like, was it patriotic? Did you wear like a bandana or anything? Or
Fleece Navidad. That's an old shirt joke.
I had a hat on, but I didn't.
what was the hat?
Just a Trump hat.
Was it just a normal Trump hat or was it the red one?
It wasn't red. I think it was camo.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh my God. I'm hard as a rock right now. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You might be the coolest fucking craziest.
Yeah, she had a shirt that said, "I don't take it in the trunk."
Yeah. Karen, we love you. What
Love
a
you.
fucking appearance. Congratulations. One of the best first timers we've ever had on this show. Make some fucking noise for Karen, everybody. Karen Jones, everybody. There she goes. All right, ladies and
Directly
gentlemen.
to jail. Karen's going to jail.
Oh my word.
at last check, Karen Jones is not in jail yet. So hopefully she stays that way, right? Because when you think about it, leading the Pledge of Allegiance on the Capitol steps should be something you're able to do. But apparently she did enter the Capitol. Now, the news isn't covering her appearance on Kill Tony other than her local paper, which says cell phone video from that day, January 6th, shows that Jones led the first wave of protesters, which had just fought its way through a line of police in the Pledge of Allegiance on the Capitol steps before it breached the eastern doors. Security camera footage then places Jones and her husband in the rotunda as officers are grabbed and beaten nearby. Jones also told the podcast host that FBI agents visited her home shortly after the riot, though federal records show she has not been charged with any crimes. So this is the first person that I've heard of who actually entered the Capitol but was not charged with crimes. And it's just funny that this all was broken down live on Kill Tony, very popular comedy show out of Austin, Texas. Checking your comment section. We are live. So get this. So she was definitely covered by her local paper once she was outed and the FBI had visited her. Check this out. These are photos of her there on January 6th wearing that fleece she talked about. And her husband inside the Capitol. And she did indeed end up getting kicked out of her government position in her local town after she was busted for being at January 6th. But like she said, she RSVP'd to the event. It was supposed to be just a peaceful rally supporting Trump that a lot of people RSVP'd to. And then, of course, now it's this notorious thing that people hide the fact that they were there. But that was pretty entertaining to see Karen Jones on Kill Tony. Shout out to my boyfriend for telling me about that. To all you people following the J6ers, Karen Jones has the happiest story out of them all. Enters the Capitol, gets visited by the feds, is let go, and then gets to boast about it on Kill Tony. I tried to track her down. I was hoping to interview her, but couldn't find Karen Jones. Her name is very common. Okay, so the next update, we got to talk about the fact that Dr. Peter Hotez, he's like the next most popular doctor besides Fauci, who's been pushing people to get these new pharmaceuticals. And he was just tweeting about, basically saying that reprimanding Spotify for not punishing Joe Rogan for allowing RFK Jr. to say whatever he wants. Peter Hotez tweeted, Spotify has stopped even sort of trying to stem Joe Rogan's pharmaceutical misinformation. It's really true, just awful. And from all the online attacks I've received after this absurd podcast, it's clear many actually believe this nonsense. And so Joe Rogan responded, Peter, if you claim what RFK Jr. is saying is misinformation, I'm offering you $100,000 to the charity of your choice if you're willing to debate him on my show with no time limit. Not only did Peter Hotez not agree to that, but he sent out a tweet about why he shouldn't participate in this debate. Now, in the days since then, since Joe Rogan made that offer back on June 17th, more and more people have been offering more money for Hotez to debate RFK Jr. in regards to pharmaceuticals. And like I said, I'm a part of Unified TV, linked down in my description for all my uncensored content on there. So the founder of Unified TV that I work with, Jason Shurka, he breaks it all down, including his big dollar amount he's offering too. It's more than $3 million being offered to Hotez now.
The pot has grown tremendously. It went from $100,000 to $2.6 million, with other people coming in and offering cash in that pot for Peter to come on to Joe Rogan's podcast and actually debate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. with no time limit. Bill Ackman gave $150,000. Dave Rubin gave $100,000. Patrick Bet-David pledged $100,000. And even Andrew Tate pledged $500,000. So the pot is now $2.6 million, but it's about to reach $3.1 million. Because I, the founder of Unified TV and Unified Healing, Layla and David Sentner, owners of the very controversial Sentner Academy and the Sentner Wellness Spa in Miami, Florida, and the incredible Energy Enhancement System team, have come together to pool $500,000 to add to the pot to make this debate happen. Peter, you now have $3.1 million to donate to the charity of your choice just by taking up this debate. The choice is yours. Let's see what you choose to do.
Okay, let's look at how Dr. Peter Hotez is responding. He responds with this tweet just on the 26th, 2 days ago. Dr. Hotez, now with the pot growing, has responded by simply tweeting a Forbes article that says why Peter Hotez should not debate RFK Jr. on Joe Rogan Experience. Hysterical. It's hysterical to me that Forbes would actually write an article advocating for not doing this debate. And that way, Hotez simply has to tweet this article basically saying, nope, I'm not going to do the debate. And Forbes basically says that it wouldn't be a fair debate and it might give more attention to these anti-pharma people. So it's best if we just avoid this debate. Forbes is arguing, saying, quote, this raises the immediate question as to whether Rogan would be a fair, unbiased moderator of any debate between Hotez and Kennedy. This is a really important question because the moderator of the debate can play a major role in how a debate turns out and appears to others. For example, a moderator can choose who can speak when and decide which points to highlight and which to suppress. Now, so basically, Hotez, with the help of Forbes, is not going to do this debate with RFK Jr. in regards to pharmaceuticals, because it apparently wouldn't be fair. But there's more than $3 million on the line now for Hotez's favorite charity. They would be donating this money to Hotez's favorite charity if he does the debate. Meanwhile, Hotez has been tweeting in the past few days about how, Hotez is in my city of Houston, Texas, and he actually follows me on Twitter, guys, because he and my old outlet, Fox Houston, used to be homies. Well, they are still homies. I'm on the outs now. But he's been tweeting about how 200,000 Texans needlessly died because of people like RFK Jr. and Joe Rogan, who propagated anti-pharmaceutical narratives. And that basically if people would have just trusted these needles in the arm, that those 200,000 Texans would have survived the pandemic because they would have gotten the needle in the arm. And he's tweeting this clip of RFK Jr. breaking down the fact that all pharmaceuticals go through these extensive studies and are looked at for around 4 years for their effectiveness. And the only ones that aren't are these needles in the arm that are supposed to prevent illness. Those ones do not go through the rigorous studies that other pharmaceuticals go through, he's explaining. And Hotez is saying that people should have just taken these unstudied pharmaceuticals anyway. They would have lived. Meanwhile, those 4 years are still playing out right now, and we really need to look at how people are doing after getting those new pharmaceuticals versus the people who haven't got them. Is that full-length study going to be done? RFK Jr. is saying no, it's not going to be done because they don't rigorously study preventative needles, in the arm, the things that I have to talk in code words on YouTube about. And I just got a tip today from a woman here in Houston who said that a friend of hers just died of just really advanced cancer that just took him over out of nowhere. He quickly died. And he's just sitting in the crematorium, I guess it's called. They're going to cremate him. His body is there, and the family's been told it's really backlogged. It's going to be a long time before he can be cremated because there's so many bodies. So many people are dying in Houston. And so I need to make some calls and verify what's really going on. But this woman is saying that that the people dealing with deaths in Houston are saying that deaths are so high that it's very backlogged. And so why are so many people dying right now is the question. We didn't even hear about this in the pandemic. We heard, we didn't hear about backlogs on cremation. So, and now we're hearing about it. So we got to figure out what's really going on. So we shall see, but it doesn't look like Hotez is going to take up that money. Interesting times, but it's just, isn't it interesting, you guys, that RFK Jr. is just organically just being thrust into the mainstream, and Democrats are panicking. The establishment is panicking that RFK Jr. running as a Democrat. Do you guys think he would beat Biden? Probably, and, even a lot of Republicans like RFK Jr., Democrats and Republicans like this guy. He's bringing an Alex Jones conspiracy theory to the forefront when talking about atrazine, which is, I guess, a weed killer. And when frogs are subjected to this weed killer, their genders change. That clip of him talking about that has been going viral. So Kennedy is bringing some really strange conspiratorial topics to the forefront, and then people are like, that's a wild A. Jones conspiracy theory about frogs genders changing. And then people actually study atrazine. You go to NIH, you look at the actual research, and then you find out that these are real scientific studies. So RFK Jr. is bringing some really controversial, uncomfortable conversations to the forefront. People are like, hold up, we're getting red pilled even further than we ever thought we would. So it'll be really interesting to see what plays out. But Joe Rogan was saying that YouTube went through his channel and systematically deleted all his past conversations with RFK Jr. Apparently, RFK Jr. is being highly censored on YouTube now. Is he the next thing to be just completely wiped off the face of the internet? Is that how the establishment protects Joe Biden's stance as the Democrat frontrunner, by nuking RFK Jr.'s existence online? That'll be interesting to see. It's really sad to see, I've talked about this before, where we're at with free speech in America. I had come across Tommy Robinson. I don't know if you guys have heard of him. He's a independent journalist / activist in England, in the United Kingdom. And he came through my Getter feed somehow with this shirt that said convicted of journalism. And I said, what? So I looked him up. Sure enough, he was actually live streaming outside of a court case he was covering as an independent journalist, with his phone live streaming outside the courthouse. And he was arrested, convicted of crime for live streaming outside of the building, talking to his audience about the court case. Really chilling. That's in the United Kingdom. So free speech is getting pretty bad in America, but it's even worse in the United Kingdom. I just want to highlight Tommy Robinson's case real quick. This is a clip from BBC.
In 2017, and Tommy Robinson's outside Canterbury court, filming an ongoing trial where 4 men were convicted of gang raping a drunken 16-year-old girl. Robinson live streamed the defendants walking into court. He also spoke about the case and filmed inside the court's entrance. Because of this video, he was given a 3-month jail sentence. It was suspended for 18 months as long as he didn't commit any more offences. Fast forward a year, and now Tommy Robinson is outside a trial in Leeds, and this time he appears to do the same thing again.
This is the verdict, so the trial's ended, the jury are making their mind
This
up.
time he was arrested and he was immediately jailed for 13 months in relation to the original crime back at Canterbury.
Of course, a breach of peace, I'm being arrested.
But the content of what you're
His supporters say it's an issue of free speech.
And we are here to tell the world, and the UK government in particular, free Tommy Robinson.
No one's muzzling Tommy Robinson. This is about protecting someone's right to a fair trial.
So ultimately, he's in prison because of contempt of court laws. And yeah, it's complicated. So here's an expert to break it down.
If a person is standing trial and they are accused of a very serious criminal offence, if you were allowed, or anyone was allowed, to publish anything about this person online, whether true or not, and we're obviously all very familiar with the idea of fake news, that said that they were guilty or that they had a history of doing exactly the same to 10 different people, that would be highly prejudicial to their rights to a fair trial. So it's necessary to stop people publishing that material, whether true or false, until the trial is over.
So this is why Tommy's been jailed, because he live streamed the defendants entering court and spoke about the defendants during the ongoing trial. His actions could close down the entire case. That's more time and more money to reach a verdict.
Wow. I hate how that one guy says nobody's muzzling Tommy Robinson. They're just protecting the case. They're protecting the case by muzzling him. The fact that you are not allowed to cover a court case until the verdict is in is incredible. I mean, the fact that O.J. Simpson's trial was able to be covered as the trial took place allowed the American people to judge O.J. for themselves. You know, we can look at O.J. Simpson's case and decide for ourselves whether we feel safe around that man, whether we think he's a good, innocent guy or not. And if this were the UK, we don't get to hear a thing about O.J. Simpson. If we try to cover his case, we go to jail like Tommy Robinson. So it's really horrifying, the lack of free speech in the United Kingdom. And you think of it as such an advanced first world country, but the clampdown on the free speech and allowing people to see what's happening in the justice system is really horrendous. It's really sad how many parts of the world lack free speech, and America, being the last beacon of free speech, has really come under siege since 2020 especially. And these so-called members of our free press have been silent about it as absolute cowards. My former colleagues in the mainstream media are absolute cowards for not speaking out about the clampdown on free speech since 2020. It's despicable. I still love them and have hopes for them to gain the courage that I gained. But members of the free press in America need to start speaking out about the fact that they're not allowed to speak out. I'm shocked that so few have. But then again, I talked about contracts are part of it. A lot of people signed away their rights to criticize their outlet for the rest of their lives. And you just have to have the courage to blow past that contract. Gotta gain some more courage, guys. Be more like this comedian lady, Karen Jones. She's like, yeah, I may be under investigation by the feds, but I'm gonna go joke about it live on stage at Kill Tony. She is living like she's dying, and it's a breath of fresh air, and we all just need to get out there and be proud of what we stand for. Thanks for the comment, Corey. Share. That's right. Share my YouTube. It really helps me. I appreciate every time you click like on my YouTube. It helps my channel a lot as well. It exposes the channel to more people. If you comment, that definitely helps. Thank you so much for everyone's comments. You're watching a movie. We're in full control now. The control is quite something, but I think we still have a lot of liberty. I think a lot of government officials are still afraid enough of Americans to not completely control us, but they're trying to get there. Thanks, Corey, for the thumbs up. Okay, guys. You call me a trooper? Thanks. All right, you guys have a good one. Let me know what topic I should tackle next. See you guys later.